Okay, so this is page 243. I believe this is problem 39. And we have the limit as x approaches negative infinity of 6x over x plus cosine x. So see if this makes sense. I can use squeeze theorem on this, and I will show you the algebra in just a minute, but let me think through this first, and then the squeeze theorem should make sense. As I pick really, really negative values, so I'm picking on the number line really, really negative values, this numerator is going to be a really big negative number, and this is going times 6, right? And then I have a really big negative number, all right, plus the cosine of x. Well, isn't the cosine of x always a value in between -1 and 1? So if you have a really, 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 really big negative number, and you're just adding -1 or 1, that really doesn't make this that big of a deal. So really, you can almost think of this as 6x over x. It's not that I've mathematically dropped that, but this cosine of x is just a small value. It has very little impact on this. And so this is one of the reasons that I'm getting 6 for this limit. If you wanted to do it formally during squeeze theorem, we know that the cosine of x has to be between -1 and 1. And then I am going to add x to both sides, or excuse me, to every part of this inequality. All right, and then if I want to reciprocate them all and multiply by 6x, then I have to switch the sign. So I would have 6x over -1 plus x is greater than 6x over cosine x plus x is greater than 6x over 1 plus x. And again, as I'm taking the limit as x approaches negative infinity of all three of these, since this is sandwiched in between or squeezed in between those two, if I am taking 6 times a big negative number, this negative number -1, this -1 just doesn't have a lot of impact. So this big negative number and this, well, excuse me, I shouldn't say big negative number, that's confusing. This very, very negative number and this very negative number cancel, giving me 6. Same story over here. If I think about 6x over 1 plus x, x plus 1, this really negative number is not really impacted by the 1. So this really negative number and this negative number, while they're not exactly the same, I get it that x does not equal x plus 1. But we're talking about behavior and what it approaches. So this plus 1 really has very little bearing on this x as x gets infinitely negative. So those cancel, leaving me with 6. Therefore, this limit has to be 6. Hope that helps.